When it comes to explaining problems and issues with a heating and air system or anything else, the way that you organize your data matters. So, how can you use the fact model in order to help you get to where you need to be and have an important conversation? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales, growth, opportunity, the fact model, and a fantastic day to talk about you. Coming to you live from Sacramento. The way that people structure information in their head, if it's fact-based and it's truth, make sure it makes the truth is a key part of this, allows for them to go, okay, that makes sense. And when you explain the information in a way that is packaged to help somebody understand, it works to your favor. Does it mean you're going to close a sale every time? No, because nothing does. So when it comes to problems, issues, pains, the more that you can figure out, like, what are all the reasons why this happens, and then boil it down into a few events or causes, it really works to your favor. So fact, for me, the fact model stands for first principle, action, criteria, and time. First principle, action, criteria, and time. So let me give you an example. So like when it comes to explaining damage in heat exchangers, there's only 4 reasons why a heat exchanger will fail. Okay. So there's only 4 reasons. Okay. Well, what are the 4 reasons? Let me give you some facts, some action, criteria, and time. What it's going to come down to is age, airflow, install, or maintenance. So AAIM. Okay. So when somebody goes, man, heat exchanger, man, why did it fail so soon? I'm going to preempt that information. If I'm going to explain that there's a problem with the heat exchanger, I'm going to say, hey, listen, going through your system, here's what I noticed. Here's what I uncovered in the investigation of what was going on. I determined that you're having a problem with your heat exchanger. And there's only really 4 reasons why a heat exchanger are going to fail. And this is going to cover 99% of the time. It's age, airflow, install, or maintenance. And occasionally, for some people, they're going to go, Scott, what about brand? Okay, well, if you really wanted to, you could explain brand. But if you start thinking through, okay, how did I come up with this? Well, I used first principle. I started thinking, like, what are all the reasons why a heat exchanger is going to fail? And when it comes down to it, there's if you're going to use your example with brand, there's 5 reasons why a heat exchanger fails. Okay. So if you're saying, hey, I really want to go over and figure out how to make this work for me, the first thing is you're gonna grab some sticky notes. You're gonna grab some 3x5 index cards. You're gonna figure out like all the reasons, and then you're gonna start grouping them, and then group them by action. Well, what's an action that would cause a heat exchanger to fail? Install. Okay, what else would be an action? Not taking care of maintenance. And then what would be criteria? Well, criteria could be not changing the filter. That's maintenance. Okay. And then you got time. So when you start taking a look, I've literally broken down all the steps for you for why a heat exchanger is going to fail using the fact method. First principle, action, criteria, and time. First principle, action, criteria, and time. So you're like, hey, Scott, well, how do I use this for other items? Well, you would do the same thing for a compressor. Why does a compressor fail? Age, airflow, installation, maintenance. And you could try to go against every single one of those and say, well, there's a reason why that it didn't fail. Okay, well, you could also say that it's low on charge. So then you would have a conversation with the homeowner, and before they have the time to ask you the question, you're going to preempt them. You're going to say, hey, well, I was taking a look at your system. Here's the situation. Here's the explanation. And if you're asking, why did it happen? Now you're going to insert the reasons why. And then it's not like an argument back and forth. It's a gentle way for you to have the conversation and explain, these are the reasons why you're having a problem. This is one of the reasons why my coaching and training is superior, because I understand how this works, right? A lot of other people are like, well, let's just use some high pressure. No, why don't we use some facts? Why don't we use some facts, right? First principle thinking, actions, criteria, and time. What caused this to happen? Because that's what people are like, what's the reason why? Well, I'm going to give it to you in a fact-based piece of information. Can people challenge it? Sure, you could challenge it. You might say, hey, Scott, you forgot like 3 or 4 things. I'm like, okay, or can we fold them into one of the age, airflow, install, maintenance, or brand, if that's what you want to do? I've literally covered 99.9% of the reasons why a heat exchanger is going to fail by going through and saying age, airflow, install, maintenance, brand. Figure out a way to do this in your in your conversations, and you're going to find that your explanations to homeowners are much easier for them. But don't make anything up. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. You don't have to, especially when you're using frameworks and models like I'm teaching you. The FACT model or the FACT framework, whatever you want to call it, really helps you have the conversations that are necessary and allow for people to reduce some of the resistance and some of the reactance to your conversation. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. It's 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.